In this video, I'm reviewing YouTube TV. We will cover the essentials, the current channel lineup, the strict home rules, and the missing networks you need to know about. Then, we will dive into the key features like the unlimited DVR and the new multi-view options and access the real-world picture quality. By the end, you will know exactly how the $83 price tag stacks up against the competition. Let's get into it. Part 1. The basics. First, let's strip this down to the absolute basics because if you're coming directly from cable or satellite, this works differently than you're used to. YouTube TV is not a cable box. There's no equipment to rent and nobody's going to come to your house to drill holes in your wall. It is just an app. You download it on your smart TV, your Roku, your Fire Stick, or even just your phone, and you sign in with your Google accounts. That's it. As long as you have a decent internet connection, you are live. However, there is one rule you need to understand right away, and it confuses a lot of people. It is called the home area rule. When you sign up, you give them your home zip code. That determines your local channels, like your local news and sports. If you travel to another city, the app knows. It will actually switch your local channels to wherever you are visiting. Now, this sounds cool, but if you are a snowbird with 2 houses, or if you travel for work constantly, this can get annoying because you have to check in at your home location every few months to keep your account active. So, if you were hoping to share this account with your brother who lives 3 states away, this is not going to work long term. Part 2. The channel lineup and the missing lists. Now, let's take a look at what you can actually watch, because this is usually where people get blindsided. Now, the good news is that for the vast majority of you guys, the transition from cable will feel seamless. Your major local channels like ABC, CBS, NBC, and Fox are all included, and they generally load reliable and fast. You don't need to mess around with a digital antenna or switch inputs. They're just there in the guide like you're used to. But, and this is a massive but, YouTube TV does not have everything. There is a specific hole in their lineup that you need to know about. You will not find the A&E networks here. That means no History Channel, no A&E, no Lifetime, and no Vice. If you're someone who relaxes by watching Pawn Stars, First 48, or those specific holiday movies, they are completely gone. You would actually have to subscribe to a separate, cheaper service just to get them back. Now, another major warning is for local sports fans. While they have all the national sports channels like ESPN and FS1, they are missing many of the regional sports networks. These are the specific local channels that carry your home baseball or basketball team's regular season games. In many cities, those channels are just blacked out or unavailable due to contract disputes. So, before you commit, do not just assume you can watch your home team. You need to go to their website, type in your specific zip code, and verify that your specific local sports channel is actually on the list. Part 3. The unlimited DVR. Now, if the missing channels are the biggest downside, then the DVR is easily the biggest upside. This is the feature that makes it really hard to go back to regular cable. YouTube calls it your library, and it is completely unlimited. You don't have to worry about storage space or deleting old episodes to make room for new ones. You just search for a show, hit the little plus button, and it will record every single airing of that show. So if you're a digital hoarder who wants to record every episode of The Office just in case, you can do that without paying extra. However, there are 2 catches you need to understand. First, your recording have an expiration date. They stay in your library for 9 months and then they vanish. For most people, that is plenty of time, but if you like to keep movies for years, you can't do that here. Second, you will sometimes run into the VOD glitch. Occasionally, even if you've recorded a show, YouTube will try to force you to watch the on-demand version instead, which has unskippable commercials. It doesn't happen all the time, but when it does, it's incredibly frustrating because the whole point of a DVR is to zip through the ads. Part 4. Sports and Multiview. Now, let's talk about sports, because this is where YouTube TV is aggressively trying to beat everyone else. If you are a sports fan, the Multiview feature is legitimately a game changer. In the past, this feature was kind of rigid. They would pick 4 games for you and you were stuck with them. But recently, they rolled out the ability to build your own multi-view. You can select up to 4 specific games, say an NBA game, a college football game, and the news, and watch them all at once on a split screen. And because Google processes this on their massive servers instead of on your TV, it doesn't lag or stutter. It feels futuristic, and honestly, it is one feature that makes their $80 price tag feel somewhat justified. Part 5. The interface experience. So, we've talked about features, but honestly, the main reason people stay with YouTube TV is the interface. It just works faster than the competition. If you have ever used a cable box that takes 3 seconds to change a channel, or if you have tried Hulu Live, which can feel like wading through mud, this is going to feel refreshing. The menus snap open instantly, and scrubbing through a recording is incredibly smooth. There's also a hidden feature that power users love called the Custom Guide. You can actually go into your settings on your phone or web browser and uncheck all the channels you hate. So if you never watch the shopping network or those random reality TV channels, you can hide them completely. Your TV guide only shows the channels you care about in the exact order you want them. Part 6. Picture quality. However, the picture quality is where things get a little complicated. If you're watching on a huge high-end 4K TV, you might notice that the picture looks a bit softer than you expected. This is because many channels on YouTube TV still broadcast in 720 or 1080i, not true 4K. To be fair, this is often the fault of the TV networks, not YouTube. But the compression over the internet can make it a little fuzzy on a big screen. They have started rolling out a feature called 1080p Enhanced to fix this, which improves the bitrate and crispness, but it is not available on every channel yet. Also, you have to remember that because this is streaming, you are at the mercy of your internet, if your Wi-Fi drops or if your TV freezes. It doesn't happen often, but unlike a cable wire plugged into the wall, it is a variable you have to manage. Part 7. The price and competition. Finally, let's talk about the money because this is where the math has really changed. At $83 a month, YouTube TV is no longer the cheap alternative. It is a premium product with a premium price tag. However, you have to look at the competition to see the real value. Its biggest rival, Hulu Plus Live TV, has now climbed to $90 a month. So even though YouTube TV feels expensive, it is ironically still cheaper than its main competitor. Plus, you have to remember the hidden savings. There are no HD fees, no DVR service fees, and no broadcast surcharges that cable companies love to hide in the fine print. The price you see is the price you pay. And because you can share one subscription with 5 other family members in your house, the cost per person is actually pretty hard to beat. Part 8. The final verdict. So, here is the final verdict. Is YouTube TV worth it in 2026? Let's be real, if you're just looking for something to play in the background and you don't care about live sports, you should probably skip it. You can save $40 a month by going with Sling or Philo. Or better yet, just stick to Netflix and save your money. But if you are a die-hard sports fan who needs that custom multiview, or if you are the IT manager for a large family and you need an interface that is easy enough for your parents to use without complaining, then yes, it is the best premium live TV service on the market, period. It is faster, smarter, and slightly cheaper than the alternatives. It takes the headache out of watching TV, and for most people, that convenience is worth every penny. Alright, I hope this video was helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.